Irie friends, welcome back to the channel. So for today we're going to be planting up or starting some of our cool season flowers. So that includes our violas and our zinnias. Not zinnias, why am I keep saying the wrong flowers? Not zinnias, snapdragons. So I'm really excited to get those started. My initial goal was to start that back towards the middle part of February. We're now almost in the middle part of March, but that's totally fine. We're still gonna go ahead and get those started. But before we jump into that video, I want to show you guys something exciting. Spring is definitely quickly approaching because I just looked in one of the GreenStalks and you could see that we have some life coming back in that parsley, which is really exciting. It's either parsley, yeah, it looks like parsley to me. If I'm incorrect, just correct me in the comments. Thank you guys. And then I thought I saw some chives. Go over here. Yeah, this looks like some chives may also be popping back up. So that's really exciting. So as you can tell, we are going to be doing this entire project outdoors, which may be a little bit risky, especially because this part that I'm filming is in the shady area of the deck, but we're going to try to complete as much as we can outside, and then if it gets a little bit too cold, I'm going to shift it back inside. I made myself some chai. It's still a little bit warm, so at least I could turn to that if I get slightly cold. But I have these 2 containers that I already filled with soil and pre-moistened. That way, if I just have some extra flowers that I really want to start, I can also use that as an option. But I have my tote here. I'm gonna bring it in front, and I went ahead and pre-moistened it. And since I'm going to be using it for soil blocking, like I say, you want it extra moist. You want, when you squeeze it, that there's some liquid being squeezed out. So this one definitely needs more water. I hope it doesn't need any more than that because I don't want to go in to get more water. Okay, this feels good. So you see the little liquid coming out. So that's what you're looking to achieve when you are making soil blocks. And as usual, I don't know if this happens to you guys, anytime I'm ready to do something and I start getting all the things together, I would see all my supplies like a week ago, but then when it gets time to actually use them, I can't find like one thing. So the one thing that I can't find is the cardboard that I normally lay flat at the bottom. And I think it's because I probably had it in the playroom after I did that initial video. So because it just looks like random pieces of cardboard, I'm thinking that it was probably chucked out. So I didn't feel like going ahead and cutting cardboard to fit. So we're just going to forget the use of the cardboard for this one. I'm gonna put this right here so it's nice and sturdy, and then hopefully you guys could still see. It's pretty much the same as what you saw me do inside. Oh, those are beautiful. Oh yes. Oh, look at this. I just looked up and everything is packed except for this bottom hole, so I must not have been going over soil near that one. So I don't remember if it was 66 or something closer to 70 soil blocks that could fit in this metal tray, but I'm sure you guys don't want to watch me make all of those soil blocks. So I'm going to continue doing this and then we'll pick back up and plant some seeds. We went ahead and, well, I went ahead and finished up the soil blocks. We have 65? Wait. Yes, we have 65. Oh, geez. Oh. I got too excited. See, this is why I like the cardboard, because it keeps these soil blocks in place. Otherwise, they just want to move around, and it keeps them a little bit more snug. And some traction with the cardboard just keeps them nicely in place. You guys saw the other time when I lifted it, nothing happened. But now I have these ones at the end that want to show out. But I'll show you from this way. So these are our 65 soil blocks. I should say the last time that I spoke to you about the soil blocks, I was saying that the 5-block one that I use, you can put these smaller blocks in those, and that's incorrect. My soil block is intended just for not really to transfer into anything except, I guess, the larger one. Or I think it just stays on its own, but for a fact nothing goes into the top of this. That's a different soil block that has a little black attachment that you put it on, that you put the black attachment onto that soil block if you have these smaller blocks that you plan to put into, I guess, this mid-range size soil block. So I did want to correct that before we went ahead. I have my different containers here of the seeds that we want to start. The first ones that I want to start are my violas or pansies, and I am really excited because I have a bunch of viola seeds. This one doesn't have a picture. Pansy. Then we have the antique shade, the Johnny Jump Up, which is in that family. There's pansy here. The Frizzle Sizzle mix. And these were all separated. There's like other stuff in here too, but these were separated into plants that grow no more than 12 inches high. And this planting is mainly for my GreenStalks. I just want to have there's going to be a lot of greenery in some of them, where we'll have our Asian greens, we'll have our chards. So I want to give a little bit of color by adding some pansies, just mixing in between. I don't think I'm going to use the black ones as yet. I think I'm going to try to do 2 rounds of these seeds, where I'll have more of the darker, more fall colors in the second round. And in the first round, we're going to do more of, let me see, what's a good one? Colors like this, just very light and bright. So I'm going to just quickly pick out which ones I want to use now. And then we will get started. I probably should have done this before, but you know, better late than never. Okay, so I think I may have narrowed it down. Let's go through everything that has a picture. If it doesn't, I'll add a photo for you guys on the screen. But we're going to be doing some impatiens. This is the Midnight Blend, and these get 8 to 12 inches. They recommend you can direct sow them 1 to 2 weeks after your average last frost, but it's recommended that you start indoors 6 to 8 weeks before your last frost. We're now hitting, well, today's Sunday, tomorrow is the 9th, so we are officially in week 4. So that's about 2 to 4 weeks behind the recommendation, but that's fine. We're going to be planting some of these. And then we have these 2 violas, the Tiger Leta and the Leta Fire. I'm going to be planting these in the same row. They get on average 3 to 4 inches tall and 4 to 6 inches wide. Perfect for beds, borders, and window boxes. So kind of almost the same color family. So I'm going to be planting them in the same row. Then we have our historic florist mix pansy. And these are beautiful. Also 8 inches tall. They are perennial in zones 4 to 9. So I'm definitely going to leave some of them to see what happens. The other 2 are also perennials in zone 4 to 9. So these I'm going to leave in the GreenStalks to see how well they come back the following year. And then we have the trumpet mix. And this one is an annual. We have the Swiss Giants blend. This gets 6 to 9 inches tall. It is dare resistant and a reliable perennial in zone 6 to 10. So I'm going to be putting these 2 in the same row because it's almost like the same color blend. And then we, oh Lord, oh no. Let me make sure I put something on top of them. I'm going to rest them under the container so we don't have that happen again. Then we have the Twinkles Dwarf Mix. This is a phlox variety that it's dwarf. So I'm going to actually put that with the nasturtium, plant those 2 together. And then we have the Frizzle Sizzle Pansy, the Lemon Berry, and I have another Frizzle Sizzle. This is the Rococo. I'm going to insert a picture for both of these. One is from Eden Brothers, one is from Swallowtail. I'm going to put those together. We have the Snapdragon Magic Carpet Mix. This one gets up to 8 inches. I'm going to add a photo for you guys. And then last but not least, our newest addition, which is the Nature's Antique Shades from Johnny's Seeds. This is a short-lived perennial, best grown as annual. Oh, I did not show you guys the Sweet Alyssums. We have the Allure Pastel Blend. This is from Botanical Interest. Ooh. Then we have 2 more from Eden Brothers. We have the Basket of Gold and the Rosy O'Day, which I am guessing is a pink variety. I think the packets also tell you the color. Yeah, so Basket of Gold is a yellow and the Rosy O'Day is a pink. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 rows. So I'm going to make sure that I section out 10 different batches. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, perfect. Perfection. Okay, so the first one that we're going to plant is the Allure blend, and I'm going to use up an entire row for that. And I'm just going to put in about 3 or 4 seeds. I'm just going to sprinkle them in. And I'm just going to try to keep them in order based on when I put them in, so that when I'm doing the label, I'm not scattered brain and forgetting where exactly I planted each seed packet. Let me bring you guys closer. So now we're going to be doing this batch, and anytime I'm doing 2 or 3 in a row, because it's normally 6 in a row, I either give 3 cell blocks to each packet, or if it's 3, I give 2 cell blocks to each packet. That way it makes it much easier for me to remember. And then I also do it in alphabetical order, so I know the Frizzle Sizzle Lemon Berry will be first, and then the Rococo is going to be underneath that. So that just makes everything a little bit easier. So I'm going to put 3 in each. See, I don't like seed packets like this because it just doesn't give you like a nice flap to close it up. I really like how these seed packets are for swallowtail seeds, especially when they know that the seeds could move around a lot. They'll go ahead and put it in a small, what do you call it? Small, I guess, Ziploc baggie, so that it doesn't get lost within the seed packet. So I appreciate that. I don't really like this one especially because sometimes my folded over method doesn't really work and then it just comes all out. So I got to be careful with that. Next, we're going to have our Leta varieties here. And we're going to go with the fire one first. I really like the seeds for violas. They're not too big and they're also not too small. You could still kind of be precise with how many seeds you're putting in. I think these are a good size. It's like a nice in-between. I brought out some vermiculite to cover the seeds with, so I'm just going to cover these just so that the wind doesn't take them away, because I don't have a lot of these seeds already, so we can't afford to lose any. Box and the nasturtium. First, we're going to do the nasturtium. These are larger seeds. Probably shouldn't do it with this because it's going to pop up really quickly. So I'm going to do that separately. Everything is pretty much planted at this point. We had to make a little bit of adjustment. I over counted how much seeds I had. So there's some things that were given a whole entire row, but this is good because a lot of these seeds were the ones that I brought to the school to do the project with my daughter and have them grow some flowers from seeds. So because I have a lot of extras here, if anything happens to their seeds that they have started in school, I'm able to supply them some extras from this batch. So all good. And then if I don't need any, I could always give them away. So it's never an issue to sow some extra seeds. Now we're going to be doing our labeling again with the painter's tape. I found that putting it onto the metal tray and then trying to write is not a good idea. It works, but a better plan would be to actually tape it on a surface first, write the variety, and then go ahead and tape it on the tray. Oops. So that's what we're going to do. And I try my best to kind of line it up with each row. It never really actually works perfectly, but it's good enough. See how this goes. Oh, pretty good, if I say so myself. So it's not perfect, as you can see, as far as how they line up, but it's decent enough. Maybe if I start carrying more, I'll go ahead and rewrite them for them to line up more exact. Let's clean these up before the wind comes and blows them all away. The last thing we want to do is go ahead and mist the top. I know the soil blocks are very moist right now, but the vermiculite being on top can also take out that hydration. So we want to make sure that we are spraying the top portion down. I wouldn't have sprayed it down if I was topping it up with some of the soil from the mix, because that soil will be nice and hydrated. But vermiculite will suck up some of that hydration. So I'm just going to spray on top. Ideally, I would have sprayed it down before I put on the vermiculite, but sometimes things don't happen as you plan, so we just have to roll with it. Give them a nice little reservoir, because that's what's going to help the germination of the seeds, is having nice moist soil. Give it a bigger pump. I've been really enjoying this versus my little hand sprayer that I took from the hair supply stuff. As you guys know, I had the hand sprayer that I used to spray in mine and the girls' hairs, and after some time of like just pushing back that nozzle, your finger starts to hurt. This has been amazing. I've just had to go like this maybe a few times, and then it has a heavy ball at the bottom, so you could have this in any direction, and you just hold down the button and it sprays. And you could change how you want it to mist out, maybe a more straight shooting, I guess, of the water. You could turn this to get a more wider spray or a more narrow spray. So I'm really enjoying this, and plus you get a larger water reserve, so you don't have to fill it up as much. So this is how the girls are looking. I'm really happy with that. That's going to be the end for this planting video, but please make sure that you are subscribed, because we're going to be planting up maybe 1 or 2 more batches of flowers, so you don't want to miss those. So make sure that you are subscribed. Thank you guys again for joining me for another video. Until then, Irie up yourself, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.